and try to satisfy it with sin. How dare you to try to quench that holy thirst for something by some vulgarity program on television, instead of going to the church of the living God? How dare you to pour whiskey, cigarettes, and dope into your body and use your eyes for lust to try to satisfy that blessed holy thirst that God put in you to thirst after Him? God will hold you responsible, my friend, at the day of judgment if you don't satisfy that thirst with drinking at the fountain of the inexhaustible fountain of life. Let him that's athirst come. Whosoever will, let him come and drink from the waters of life freely. That's what you're thirsting for. You're running from church to church. Every time a little something happens, you run to it. A little ism can rise up and you take after it. Oh, it's so good to come to the fountain filled with blood, drawn from Emmanuel's veins, and sinners plunged beneath the flood lose all their guilty stains. It was said one time that a great sea rover was passing by an island, and the women would sing so beautiful until the sailors would come in. Their man would lay in ambush, and as soon as they came in, the man would run out of ambush and murder them and take their ships and use them for their own. This great sea rover wanted to hear that music, so he put plugs in his sailors' ears and had them tied to the mast pole and sailed along the side of this island. And when the ladies saw the ship coming, the women got out with their enchantments and their lovely songs, and they sang and he screamed for some of his sailors to untie him. He would have gave orders and sailed into their port immediately. But the sailors had plugs in their ears and could not be removed by his orders until they reached a certain place. And after screaming around the mast pole to which he was tied, he finally went to his destination. The sailors untied him, removed the plugs from their ears, and while they were in the city, they were in a great building, and some famous singers were there. And they sang the gospel songs with such a great power of the living Christ. And when they started to sail back by the sea, they said to him, "O rover, will you let us tie you to the post so that you will not be tempted to turn in?" He said, "No, just let me alone. I've heard something so much better, so that sounds dead to me now." Brother, when a man ever comes to the fountain of Christ and receives the baptism of the Holy Spirit, the things of the world are so dead, you don't have to worry about anticipating in them anymore. He found something so much better. How true that is. Thirsty. "Oh, I thirst for thee," said David. "My soul thirsts like in a dry land where no water is."